Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here to speak with you today. And first of all, I'd like to thank you all for your tremendous cooperation throughout this pandemic. We have had many instances where we've worked very, very closely together and continue to do so. And it's really with your help that we have been able to move forward and in many instances contain many outbreaks that have been evolving. So first and foremost, I really would like to start by saying thank you very much for all of your assistance and help. So I suppose the first question really is, where are we at with the current pandemic, particularly here in the West? The current update is that we are, I suppose, in the exit phase, we hope, of our fourth wave of the pandemic, which has been predominantly dominated by the Delta variant of the virus. Currently here in the West, our 14-day incidence in Galway is 552 per 100,000. In Mayo, it's 617 per 100,000, and Roscommon 771 per 100,000. Within that, an indicator that we always look at also is the 5-day average. So it would be the daily average cases over a 5-day period. In Galway, that is 87, Mayo is 60, and Roscommon is 32. So from that, you can see that we still have a journey to travel before we are safely out of the pandemic. However, our vaccination programme has been very, very successful nationally and also here regionally. Currently, as you know from the statistics released over the weekend, 88% of adults over 16 are fully vaccinated with 2 doses. Here in the West, we are between 88 and 90, so it is averaging between 88 and 90. So we have a very high level of vaccination uptake in adults over the age of 18. Within that, we have a rate of approximately 70% in our cohort 18 to 24. So we still have some additional work to do in vaccinating our student population. However, the uptake has been very, very, very good to date, and we expect it to continue likewise, as there are many further registrations for this vaccination. Our vaccines are working, they're very successful, and the effectiveness against hospitalizations and severe disease is very impressive. And this data is being validated through a number of studies internationally. So we can be safe. We can be safe to assume that once we are vaccinated, we are very well protected against any sort of severe infection. So really, also, I would like to just speak to you today about a research project that I'm leading. It is a multi-institutional project called UniCove, and the purpose of UniCove is to safeguard our campuses, to safeguard our students and our staff. I think we might move to the next slide if that's possible. In doing so, we need your help. So what is UniCove? UniCove is a multi-campus study, and it includes NUI Galway, University College Cork, University College Dublin, and Trinity College Dublin. So it's a multi-campus study, and it aims to facilitate the safe and continual return to on-campus learning and teaching for all university staff and students. In doing so, we are exploring the effectiveness of rapid self-testing and self-reporting in order to develop surveillance systems for SARS-CoV-2 infection and COVID-19 disease within the asymptomatic population. So in parallel with the UniCove study, we would still recommend and promote that people with symptoms would stay at home and they would go through the normal avenue that they would do for symptomatic disease. They would contact their GP and organise a test. So with regards to asymptomatic people, the findings of this study will help to inform the development of early warning systems and surveillance systems to expedite future prevention and control of outbreaks of SARS-CoV-2 infection and COVID-19. Next slide, please. So in order to do this, we're hoping to recruit 2,000 participants between staff and students on the NUI Galway campus. There will be 2,000 participants recruited across all 4 campuses, which would gives a total study sample size of 8,000. We have started the study, and you can find it at www.unicov.org. We have a website that outlines all the details of the study and through which you can register for participation in the study. So currently within NUI Galway, we have less than 200 participants. So we have a long way to go to achieve the sample size that is required to give us the evidence that we can have robust statistics and outcomes as a result of the study. So we really do need your help. Next slide, please. So now I will play this little video that will demonstrate what is required from you if you do register for the study.
UniCove explores the feasibility and acceptability of rapid self-testing, self-reporting and waste monitoring systems to assist with the safe and sustainable reopening of college campuses and society more broadly. Thousands of volunteers across campus locations will be randomly allocated to a subgroup. In one subgroup, individuals may be randomly selected to carry out 2 weeks of testing. When testing, volunteers will submit saliva samples twice weekly and drop them at a collection box on campus. On those same days, these volunteers will perform a rapid nasal swab test. Using their phone's camera, volunteers self-report the rapid test result by uploading a photo of it to the UniCove web-enabled application, or as per their university's guidelines. 4 saliva samples and 4 rapid tests are required in each 2-week block. Another group of volunteers will be actively involved for 8 weeks by continuing this process. In total, this second group will submit 16 saliva samples, carry out 16 rapid nasal swab tests, and report their results.
Okay, next slide, please.
UniCove explores the feasibility and acceptability of rapid self-testing.
Thank you. So that gives a brief overview of what would be expected of you if you do join the study. So as it outlined, you will be allocated to either serial testing or surveillance testing. In serial testing, you will give samples twice weekly over a period of 8 weeks. You would collect a study pack, which will include the tests and the requirements and instructions of what you have to do for the period. Each study pack includes materials for 2 weeks. So you will have to collect a pack every 2 weeks if you are in the serial testing arm of the study, which is the 8-week testing arm. In the surveillance testing arm, you are allocated to a group. A random sample of that group are taken each week, and the participants allocated to that sample are then requested to carry out the testing for 2 weeks. You may be allocated to a testing group more than once in the 8 weeks, and that's part of the randomization process within that arm of the study. There is an online training video, an instructional video with regards to how to perform the rapid nasal swab tests and also how to produce a saliva sample. You will be doing 2 tests as it outlined there, the rapid antigen tests, which are self-testing and nasal swabs, and also the saliva rapid PCR test. So you will be giving a sample for the saliva PCR test. After taking the Monday and Thursday tests, photograph and report the results online and submit saliva samples twice weekly at the on-campus drop-off points. So there are allocated drop-off points on campus, and we will be increasing the number of sites we have consistent with the demand. And all of this information is on the website, and it outlines the sites where the drop-off sites are and the collection sites for the testing packs. If the rapid test result is possible, you are clearly instructed on what to do next. There is a link for you to be referred to the student health unit, and you will go into the clinical stream, which will, the clinical team and the student health unit will be in touch with you to organise a follow-up PCR test. All positive tests on antigen or rapid saliva are followed up by HSE PCR tests for validation. Next slide, please. So it's really important for you to get involved. As I said, we have a steep climb in front of us in order to obtain the number of participants required to give us the data that will give robust outcomes. So we really are looking for your help. We are also looking for your students' help, and we are reaching out to the student population also, and I would urge that you could also encourage your students also to participate in this study. It will help you individually as you will be testing, and it will help as an additional surveillance mechanism for you. All tests are free and results are reported directly to you through your email. Also, it will protect your household, your colleagues, your teammates, your family and society more generally. You will be making a contribution to an NUIG-led public health research project, and this is a national multi-site research project, and I really would be very grateful if you would participate in this. There may be a benefit to the future development of surveillance systems for SARS-CoV-2 infection for third level institutions, and we can be leaders in this regard. Currently, there are surveillance systems for influenza, but we are now in a time of development, of learning and of innovation with regards to surveillance systems for COVID-19. This study integrates not only just testing of participants and individuals, but in our surveillance arm, we are also looking at symptomatic referrals from the student health unit and sewage surveillance systems. And we will be looking at all of these data points individually, but also jointly to ascertain if there are different innovative elements that can be developed with regards to indicators and metrics for COVID-19. So you will be part of innovative research which could be led from NUI Galway. It may result in the safe, sustainable return to campus for many of our students, employees and faculty, and this is ultimately what we're trying to achieve. The results of this study are being reported to the Minister Harris and his office weekly, and we also report monthly both to our other stakeholders involved in the study. So it is also with regards to you knowing what is the status of the study. We are developing dashboards which will be freely accessible on our website and will be visible to see how each of the sites are progressing within the study, what the recruitment rates are across the 4 university sites, what the infection rates are across the 4 university sites, and metrics as we do monitor the infection in our population at the whole with regards to our incidence rates, 5-day averages, etc., and our engagement. Within the study, we are also looking at the acceptability and the feasibility of rapid testing as a means for surveillance within this population. So we are also carrying out a weekly questionnaire which explores these elements within the study, and this is also very beneficial. Finally, there will be a health technology assessment carried out on this study, which should help the evidence basis for making policy decisions for further implementation and scalability of all or part of this study to other institutions, not only university institutions, but further education and higher education institutions. So thank you all for your attention. please visit unicov.org for additional information to view the videos, both the recruitment video and the instructional video with regards to how to do the tests, and also to read the participant information leaflet and consent form. It is really important that you read both of these documents before volunteering for the study, so that you are fully informed with regards to what is required of you by participating in the study. Also, we are doing an Instagram Live, which is a question and answer session tomorrow at 1:30, and also on September 22nd, and the time will be agreed. So thank you all very much for your participation and also for listening to this presentation. As I say, please join the study. We really would appreciate it, and thank you very much.